record button. Hello, this is Sunil Sundaraj with njvarsity.rivals.com. Today I'm welcoming in Northern Highlands Regional High School the senior kicker and punter Andrew Haas. Andrew, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me. Congratulations on a tremendous career there at Northern Highlands. I guess, first of all, Andrew, you can talk about your senior season, which, again, you put up great stats.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. So this season, it was a weird year, obviously because of all of the restrictions, but I was just glad to get it in. Honestly, for a lot of the off season, I didn't really think that we were going to get a chance to play. So being able to play just was great, and I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah, I said, heading into your senior year, Andrew, you said you were a USA Today preseason All New Jersey on the All New Jersey team, which is a great honor. But then, going into that season, I got to talk about week one. I think it was against Hackensack. Andrew, you kicked 4 extra points in that game. Just getting off to that start, like confidence-wise, coming off, again, an outstanding junior year. Just if you could walk me through just what that first game felt like, and just, being able to actually play a season, being, on the football field.
Well, it was great. I felt this season I was a lot more prepared than I was going into last year, considering I had never really kicked the football until like summer camp before junior season. So it felt good to have the whole off season to prepare, and then coming into the first game, I felt ready and was ready to go.
I was looking up your stats, and I think you posted also 18 of 18 extra points, 4 or 5 field goal attempts, including a 43-yarder. Can you just talk about – and then there was that great comeback win over Wayne Hills in the season, 24-14. Can you just talk about, just overall, how this season went for you and the rest of the team?
Oh, well, the Wayne Hills game, yeah. So that was where the 43-yarder was, but the part that I always remember in that game is the 47 that I missed earlier on in the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm always going to be thinking about the misses, but after the miss, I was able to come back with the field goal later on in the game. But yeah, it just all credit goes to the guys. Like, I can't kick if they can't get up the field, and they did a great job all year putting me in spots that I was able to do stuff. And also a big thanks to Coach Russo for putting the trust in me, especially after I missed the first one. He put the trust in me to make the 43, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about Coach Russo, rest of the coaching staff, your teammates, just, on this journey, especially these last 2 years, where you enjoyed so much success, Andrew. Can you just talk about them?
Oh, well, they're the best. Like, I joined the team junior year because, as you guys know, Sebastian had left, and a couple of the guys on the team, I was a soccer kid up until then, and they came up to me and they were like, they figured that I'd give it a shot just because they really didn't have any options after Sebastian had left. And then I went out with Sebastian just to really learn what I was doing because I had never kicked football before. Yeah. And he was really helpful, and he directed me towards Coach Pat Saint-Pierre at the beginning. And then moving forward, I started training with Ricky Krautman and his guys, and that's when I really felt that I was progressing pretty quickly. And when we finally got into the season, I was just given nothing but support, and it was just great from all the coaches. Russo, first year special teams coach was Coach Schmidt. He was great. And now this past year, Coach Costanzo, and it was I have no complaints. They were always great.
That's terrific. Talk about being a Northern Highlands, football player, the school, what it represents, to put on that uniform. It said not only kick, at home games. Can you just talk about that, Andrew?
Excuse, can you read that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just what it means, to put on that uniform, put on that Northern Highlands, what it represents, to you, personally, especially at the home games, there and now and there. Can Can you talk about that part, Andrew?
Oh yeah, it was like we're a family. Like even though I came in later on, like the whole team immediately welcomed me in, and I just got this real sense of brotherhood where I really felt it at last season when we played Irvington. That was the first time in the year that I had missed, and like it drove me crazy. And I went into the locker room after the game, and everybody celebrating, and I'm like head down, like I can't believe I missed. I missed a field goal and an extra point that game.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Hochran, one of our senior O-linemen or junior O-linemen at that time, he took me aside. He's like, listen, like we're a family. Last week you bailed us out with a field goal. This week we bailed you out. It's a give and take, and just move forward and don't worry about it. And then from then on out, it was like that was just a special moment for me that I really felt like I was a part of something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt connected with the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Can you talk about the last 2 weeks of this season? There was that great, win there, I said over Union, and then to come back final game, against Old Japan. And I know it was very emotional then, especially with all the seniors, gathering on the field for a photo up there, just for a photo, excuse me. Can you just talk about with this senior class, what those guys, just playing alongside them, what they meant to you?
Yeah, they meant everything. They were, like I said, they're like brothers to me now. And especially coming off those couple weeks where we weren't allowed to play.
Yeah.
And coming back in the big game against Wayne Hills was great. And then Coach Russo really implemented us that we shouldn't fear anybody. We went into games confident that we were going to come out with the win, even when everyone was saying that we wouldn't. And that group of guys just really believed it. And Russo always told us, like, our class coming in as freshmen, we were like the beginning of like the change of the culture at Northern Highlands, where like we became like a dominant team.
Yeah. Can you talk about the support? Of course, from I know it's been a very different year, of course. Said with this pandemic, but from the students, from faculty and the administration, what they've I said been I said there at Northern Highlands, Andrew.
Yeah, well, they've all been really supportive, like making it so that we could have a season, or they're like putting restrictions so that we would have the ability to at least try, and we were able to play.
Yeah.
Like the athletic association and everybody really working together to make it possible for us to play, giving us like space in other parts of the school because we weren't allowed to have the locker room, and really just coming together to work to allow us to have this season was like amazing.
Yeah. You had a couple of weeks now since the season ended, but just want to talk about some of your accomplishments, Andrew, that, first team All-State, first team All-County for a second year in a row, Super Football Conference Special Teams All-Division honors. I mean, when you, now, like, just are able to soak it all in, I mean, what does that mean to you personally, Andrew?
I mean, it's always good to have the accolades and everything, but it was really just doing whatever I could do to help the team win. And I'm going to keep moving. Like, obviously, I enjoy getting the All-State from last year and like the All-Counties and everything. But I'm really just taking it one kick at a time and trying to just keep moving forward and improving until I can be as good as I can be. I'm just excited it takes me.
I mean, that junior year was just, magical for you. I mean, to first year, being able to, again, accomplish those goals, those tasks. I mean, what did that do for you, heading into your final season here at Northern Highlands, Andrew? Just being able to, those numbers.
Well, yeah, that junior season was really special because when I went into it, I wasn't even thinking about college or anything like that. I was really just trying something new because at the time I was still planning on playing soccer in college. And I was just going to try something new, see how it went. And it went really well. And I was blessed to have such a great first year.
Yeah.
And then coming to this season, obviously there was a little more pressure on me because I had done well the year before. So I just wanted to make sure that in the off season did everything that I could to make sure that I performed to the same, if not better level for my senior season.
Yeah, I said, 43 out of 44 PATs, 10 out of 11 field goals. I had that 15 touchbacks and 73 total, points. I had to ask you about the field goal. I said you made at West Point. I mean, how that, that must have been an incredible moment for you, Andrew.
Yeah, at West Point, that was the first relatively deep field goal that I was given.
Yeah. Okay.
And the whole bench went crazy. It was awesome. Especially in the States and everything.
Yeah.
I
mean,
didn't even know, but going into that game, I didn't even know that the field goal posts are thinner.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was a thing in college that they changed it. So it was I think they intentionally hid that from me, so I wasn't thinking about it.
I wanted to ask you is that you know how it is. Everything has to be in sequence. You have to be on the same page. And I wanted to ask you about that. That part of of kicking. And then I don't know if you wanted to even touch on it said being a punter as well, Andrew. Can you just walk? Because a lot of people, for me, it's the first time actually interviewed. I said that a kicker and a punter. I'm just I'm just curious about that. When I said even before that, lining up to attempt a field goal. Can you just walk people through that how that works?
Well, I had an amazing snapper and holder both years in Charlie Johnson and Kyle Major.
Okay.
I'm going to take them out to dinner when I get back. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have accomplished anything. And I swear I've never seen a holder better than Kyle, where I've never seen him mess up. Every time that I missed, I've completely owned it because I know that he didn't mess it up. He's never given me laces. He's always got it down and quickly. And it's really just those guys make it so that I can just do the small part that I do, where
I know those guys blocking up front, man. They don't get I guess they don't get the credit that they fully deserve, Andrew.
Yeah, if you watch, there was a couple films where, especially last year, Declan, where there was a guy trying to jump over the top, and Declan pancaked him as he was jumping over the top. Where I was like, if he didn't do that, it would have been a blocked field goal.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't really get the recognition they deserve on those field goals and extra points, because if they don't block, then I get blocked.
Yeah, that's true. Physical game, but it's also a mental game too. It's and I wanted to ask you about that, as you're going through your motions, or again, going to lineup. I mean, does that play a role in it too? Being laser focused, being in that zone, knowing what the task at hand is. Can you just talk about that, Andrew?
Well, I feel like that all comes with preparation, where we run it in practice all the time, and I go up to the field goal and I just say, all right, this is just another kick, just another day. Doing the exact same thing that I do every single day of the week. And just because it's a game, it's not any different. And then take a deep breath and just try to block out anything else.
Yeah. Are there any, I'm wondering, any other, field goal kickers, punters that you've tried to, you watch, in college or maybe even in the pros, that you've tried to sort of, take some, maybe, tidbits, or just some things, nuances that, they might, implement in their game, Andrew?
Not really one in particular, just watching all of them, and then especially on onside kicks, just getting some creativity from them.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it this year in the NFL, how the guys have been, they don't even use the team. I mean, it's almost like they drop kick it and then said on an onside kick, Andrew.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch, and I just try to pick up on little things that I can, whether it's watching the different approaches that guys have, where some guys take
Mm-hmm.
a little jab step, some guys roll off the front foot.
Yeah.
Just seeing if I can emulate what they do, because obviously they're the best.
Yeah. Look, we have a really good field goal kicker. You might know his name. The guy who's on the Atlanta Falcons, who's actually
Yeah, he's
kicked
from
at Ridgewood. How good is that to see a guy from Bergen County? I mean, I know you're not, but to see that, and he's been through quite a bit, but now enjoying one of the most, he's on a historic pace here, I think, as far as, kicking field goals and the points that he's been able to tally. How great is it to see a guy a field goal kicker from Bergen County, accomplish that?
Oh, it's awesome to watch, because then it really makes you think that, that's possible. Like that could be me in 5-6 years. And then it's just awesome to watch, because especially him coming out of a public school,
Yes.
it makes it feel even more possible.
Yeah.
Especially with how complicated his route was to the NFL, that it's really just a never give up story.
I think he got cut also, I think it was. And then, he was able to, revive his career. And then now here with the Atlanta Falcons, he's been able to do that. I'm gonna ask you, I almost lost my train of thought. Oh, I just wanted to ask you about MetLife Stadium. Being there, what that felt like, for you, to be in NFL stadium, I don't think it gets any better than that, Andrew.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like one day I'm going to get to tell my kids that I made a field goal in MetLife. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. It's, and, kicking at MetLife, especially there, end of November, December is no easy, so that's not a walk in the park, but can you just, taking the field and, practicing, during warm-ups, what that was like for you and the rest of the team, Andrew?
Yeah, it was so cool being in the locker room and everything, and then coming out onto the field where it was like you're trying to experience, like, live in the moment and how cool it is. At the same time, you're trying to treat it just like every other game. And it was unfortunate that we didn't get the result we were looking for, but still just an amazing experience that I'm thankful to have gotten to have.
That's true. Hey, you know what? Everything's changed now with technology. You can create your own, videos, and I've seen the videos that, and it's so impressive. But how, because, to show prospective recruiters and, colleges and universities, these are my skills. This is what I can do on the field. Can you just talk about that? It said for you, I know that's really important, Andrew.
Like creating videos to send to schools?
Yeah, send to schools, or even I'm sure that a lot of people other coaches and probably even other players just see this, just as far as your work ethic and just being able to, perfect your craft at, instead of kicking. Can you just talk about that?
Oh, so like watching my own videos to critique it so that I can improve.
Yeah, exactly. If there's things you can pick up and then apply to that, said as you, went on, said especially, maybe this past season or even the season before, Andrew.
Yeah, so we were looking, me and Coach Kratman were looking at a lot of film throughout the off season on improving from last year, especially my follow through. So after making contact with the ball, my follow through down the field with a little skip. Last year, I didn't really have as much of that, and I was really working this off season to improve that and improve the height that I got on my leg.
Okay.
While keeping like the other principles of like head down and driving through the ball and everything. So the film was really important for that. And it's awesome that we have the opportunity to go and look back at everything that we'd done before so that we can look to improve on it. That's
great. Now, walk me through, the process here with punting. It's like, I wanted to ask you just how that, worked out for you as well, and just what your the techniques and just there must be something as far as it said working on that part of your game as well, Andrew.
Well, I'm always trying to improve, is become as most diverse a player as I can, but really this year was a great year for our starting punter Luke Barthel, who was just hitting nukes all year. Like I'm grateful to have him on the team at this, but sometimes I'm like,
Okay.
damn, I wish I could just like have a go because
Yeah.
he hits bombs on there. So
That's
I
good.
really work more on the side, trying to improve my punting and working on the technique and everything. And we go out to the field sometimes just to work on it. But I'm excited to see how it goes in a game with punting.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to pivot to academics because that I think is so, I mean, it's just awe-inspiring. I mean, last year, National Honor Society, high honor roll, class council. Then this year, they said, or was last year, I don't know, 4.1 GPA and a 1420 on your SATs. I mean, can you talk about, because it's not easy to be a student athlete. And, I've talked to a number of people, balancing it out is very, hard. But you've been able to, I mean, again, manage it, perfect, just perfect. Can you talk about how you've been able to do it, Andrew?
Well, school's always been like a really important part of my life and
Mm-hmm.
influenced by my parents, just always working to do as well as I can and
Mm-hmm.
work as hard as I can to accomplish grades and they've always encouraged me that even if my grades weren't 100%, that if I put in as much work as I could, that they'd still be proud of me and it'd still be
Mm-hmm.
enough. So
Yeah.
I've just always been working hard in school and just making sure that I keep my grades as high as I can just to open as many doors as possible.
That's wonderful. I said, I know I asked you earlier about support, but can you, just talk about, your teachers there at Northern Highlands, and they said now, especially, challenging times, having to, do remote, learning, but just, the support you've received from your teachers there at Northern Highlands.
Yeah, they've been really great, especially throughout this whole pandemic, even at the end of last year. My sister passed in April, and they were all really very
Oh, I'm
supportive.
sorry to hear that. Okay.
They were all really supportive of me and like giving me as much time as I needed on assignments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And through this year, I like commend how creative they've been about finding ways to like get our attention and keep us inspired just to keep learning and really just drive us to keep working towards our full academic potential.
Yeah, I know that probably have, been in touch with a lot of colleges, universities. I know there have been some offers. How is that process working out for you right now, Andrew?
Well, I've actually been committed to Middlebury.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, great. So if you can, if you can just talk about that, what made that the perfect choice.
Yeah, it's getting dark out here, so I'm just gonna go.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. I could see that. Okay. All right.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. You're adding some visuals to the interview,
Yeah.
Andrew, so don't worry about it. Yeah. So, so what made that the perfect choice for you, Andrew?
Yeah, so I went up to visit the campus in August, and it was gorgeous up there. The field was amazing. The facilities were awesome, and after talking to Coach Ritter and Coach McDonald, I really thought that was the best fit for me. And I said, there's a Highlands kid on the football team there, so
Oh, nice. That's great.
That made it really like easy for me to connect with him in a time that I really wasn't able to see schools at their full when there are students there and everything. So having someone on the team that I was able to talk to and reach out to was really helpful in my process.
That's great. Just have two more. I can't thank you enough for the time, Andrew. You talked about family, and again, I have my deepest condolences to you and the rest of your family. This has been a very tough year for everyone, but how just the support you received from your parents, and then just can you talk about going into the season, definitely with a heavy heart. It just like and the school year as well. Can you talk about that, Andrew?
Yeah, well, it was obviously really hard, but like I was given a lot of support from my family, a lot of support from my friends at the school, friends out of the school, kids on
Hmm.
the team were always reaching out, coaches, everybody was just really awesome and supportive throughout
Yeah,
the whole process and just making me feel like I wasn't alone all the time. And it was something special to watch.
that's great. Final question is that I've asked a lot, players this that you see younger kids, and you can attest to this. I mean, even though that you joined the football team, just a couple of years ago, but just they see players and they want to reach that goal one day of being a high school football player. I'm just curious, like any message you would have for like younger kids, who are trying to play competitive, as you said, you were playing soccer. I mean, it could be soccer, it could be, football, just like, as far as, just because it takes a lot of training. As we know, it's 24/7, 365 a year, Andrew. Just, what your message would be to those younger kids, because you see them at the football games also as well.
You just keep working, perfecting your craft, going to the gym, putting in work, and just keep believing that eventually it'll happen. And I'm sure it will for all these guys that are willing to put in that work and putting that time, that good things will happen.
Yeah, because I mean, like with seniors, being able to pass that knowledge down to, the underclassmen, especially the freshmen and sophomores, and especially with this senior class, being able to do that. And you talked about where, you come in as freshmen and like, how you guys were able to progress, throughout the years, field winning teams, said at Northern Highlands. I think that was really important. And I think, I think even Coach Russo had echoed this in post game, there at Old Japan, how this senior class was able to do this, and, set that bar, said, for these younger underclassmen, Andrew.
Yeah, it's awesome. Especially this year, there were like 3 more kids coming in wanting to be kickers. So throughout the season, I was able to help working with them, and I'll probably continue to work with them in the off season. And it's just awesome to watch because there hadn't really been that before. Where last year I was the only kicker rostered, I think,
Yeah.
in the whole school. So
Wow. Okay. That's
being able to see younger guys come out and wanting to learn and improve on it, it was awesome. I was glad to be a part of it.
That's terrific. Okay, Andrew. Closing, the floor is yours. If there's anything else you want to add, I hope I was able to discuss all the topics. If there's something you want to add, you're more than welcome to add to it.
Just another thank you to my parents, Coach Russo, all the coaching staff of Highlands, all my teammates, and just everyone at Northern Highlands who was able to make the season happen. It was awesome. So, and thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Congratulations again on phenomenal, as said, career there at Northern Highlands. Wishing you continued success. Of course, congrats on graduating, in 2021, and then, with college, and looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you.